I think it was the first grade. I was 6 years old, and I had this drawing I'd made in elementary school, in the school there. And my mother looked at the drawing. She said, "Okay, son, you're going to be an architect."
I've known Robert Madison since being here in the 70s, and I worked closely with Robert and his brother. Their services, their renderings, their spirit, all of it was good. They built across the United States, they built in Senegal. They had some great monuments to them and to their work, and it opened up opportunities for other people of color.
So Howard University offered me a teaching position, and I was teaching at Howard when I went away. So when I came back from the Fulbright, I went back to Howard to teach. But I said, this isn't right. Something's wrong with this. Why are we out here teaching these youngsters to become architects and there are no jobs for them? Somebody's got to do something about this. And so we said, okay, what are you doing, Bob? So my wife and I and my brother said, let's do it. So that's when I came back to Cleveland in 1954 to open my office to practice architecture here.
When he started this, he didn't know where it was going to begin. He didn't know where it was going to end. He just knew that he had a vision, and no one was going to get in his way to stopping that vision. I would say Mr. Madison was always very aware of his community and what he could bring to his community.
One thing that I think kind of drove him was opportunity, giving opportunity. Bob used to go into the schools and just talk to the children, and he would ask them, well, what do you want to be when you grow up in life? A lot of kids would raise their hand, oh, I want to be a basketball player, and I want to be a football player. And then he would tell them, well, you know, you can be an architect, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can do anything you want to do. He just felt as though, I'm going to open a firm by which anyone who wants an opportunity to practice architecture, I will give them an opportunity. And he's done that because he has given opportunities to many of young African-American architects who he has mentored and nurtured.
I know when I was growing up, I didn't know a black architect. You know, you knew doctors because you go to a doctor. You knew dentists because you go to the dentist. You know, store owners and all, you know, other professions, but you don't really interact with an architect, you know, how many get an addition to their house or even have their house built. Not many in our community.
We knew that we lived in the projects at that time. When I was there, they hadn't built the projects. See, I'm rather up there in years, but the projects had not been built when I moved back to Cleveland. But as they were built, and families began to move there because this was the only new construction of housing that black people could move into.
Philanthropy is more than dollars. It's more than buildings. It's your spirit. It's what you're willing to do for others based on what you know, based on where you can open doors. And that was what I saw in Bob that was so great over the years.
Philanthropy means the ability to contribute to causes that are unmet in our society and really have an impact upon those who need it most.
This is who he was, and we're just trying to carry that on today. His legacy, the same legacy, our legacy.
They were always forthcoming when there was a need, and that's what I know about Bob. That's what I respect about Bob. That's what I cherish about his legacy. And Steve Mentor would be and is delighted